Avenue Radio.
When feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, what does self-care look like? It looks like doing something to clear your mind, such as meditating, painting, making a playlist, going outside. You can also stay connected with friends and loved ones. If you feel alone, look for an online community with shared interests or volunteer to help people in need. And use virtual sessions to talk with a mental health professional. They're here to help. If you need support, call the Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK. Brought to you by the state of Washington.
This is the news on Rainier Avenue Radio.
German prosecutors have charged a 100-year-old German man with being an accessory to 3,518 murders committed while he was allegedly a guard at the Sachsenhausen concentration camp during the latter half of World War II. Per Reuters, the suspect is accused of making a material and intentional contribution to the killings at the camp, where 100,000 died. In recent years, prosecutors have brought charges against several elderly former concentration camp overseers, seizing the last opportunity to secure justice for the millions who perished in Nazi Germany's many camps, including Jews, Romani, gays, and political prisoners. The camp, set up near Berlin in 1936, was notorious for early experiments in the killing of inmates by gas and what became a trial run for the murders of millions in the gas chambers of Auschwitz.
And that's your news on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Sergio LaCour's Love Lines is on RainierAvenueRadio.world. Thursday nights at midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific. Music and dedications for the grown and sexy.
When should you wear a mask? For almost everyone, every time you go out. Like for coffee, when you ride the bus, or head out to care for your parents. When you go to work, spend the afternoon at the park, or pick up some dinner on your way home. Whatever you do, wearing a mask is essential because it works to prevent the spread of COVID-19 and it helps keep Washington open. Mask up to open up, Washington. Coronavirus.wa.gov. This message brought to you by the state of Washington.
Here with the Rainier Avenue Radio traffic update. You can listen to us in your car 24/7 anytime by downloading the free TuneIn app. Once you do, search Rainier Avenue Radio. And remember, do not curse out your fellow drivers. This has been your Rainier Avenue Radio traffic update.
What's up, Seattle?
Hey, y'all.
Jazz and Taé here, bringing you a weekly hot take. This is a new segment you can catch every Tuesday evening from 10 to 10:30 p.m.
In this new segment, airing live on Rainier Avenue Radio, we'll bring current events and trending topics to our audience, giving our unsolicited opinion and asking for yours.
As always, let us know if it was the way or not the way, and join the conversation.
Hey, hey, hey.
What's up, guys?
Happy Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Happy Black History Month.
Hey.
It's your girl, Jazz and
Taé.
My bad, that's right. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
We never do that.
I loved the emphasis.
Right, that is true. You had a nice little echo. Welcome to the Ways Weekly Hot Takes.
Yes.
Hot Takes with the Way. I don't remember.
I think you had it.
Was I right? Okay.
That was right.
Darn it. Don't doubt yourself. But we are here and we have an interesting hot take today.
Yeah.
I feel like we both
have a mosh posh of things.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about, there was this text thread that blew up on social media over the weekend on Twitter and on Instagram, basically kind of trying to outline expectations in a relationship. Yes. And we're going to dive into that. Yes. A little preview of that. And then, what was the other?
Tekashi 6ix9ine and Meek Mill.
Oh my God. Ew. Yes. We need to talk about that dumpster fire that is 6ix9ine, because why is this person still relevant?
I really think that I want to kind of bring this to the table because I want to know everybody else's viewpoint on it. Because I'm I don't really understand what's happening.
You feel me? I've not heard anything from him in quite a while, and then all of a sudden he's yelling at Meek Mill in the fucking garage.
Right? Yeah, it's been real quiet, and I'm what all of a sudden made you upset again? Meek Mill, low-key, has been coming for his head, but let's not get too far into that. We'll get to that when we get to it. If you guys want to leave your commentary on tonight's show, you can always leave comments on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitch, and Rainier Avenue Radio App.
There you go.
Okay,
Nailed
say it slow.
That's what it was. I was like, I think you just needed to pace yourself a little bit.
Slow.
'Cause that was nice.
We definitely want you guys to join the conversation today, especially with the topic of like dating expectations.
Oh, man.
I think with our generation, I don't know. I feel like we've been having these conversations a lot more lately.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because we're like searching for those conversations.
True.
Also, like we're in the middle of a pandemic. What else do we have to do but to
focus
fill
on
our fills and talk to each other?
Amen. It's been almost a year, guys.
It really has.
Almost a year. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going crazy.
No, I'm not. I'm fine. Everything's fine. We're totally fine.
Anyway, so recently the Shade Room posted a text thread between what we would assume is a couple. And the text thread reads, so the gray bubbles are what we would presume the female and the blue bubbles are the man. The girl says, do my part. The fuck? The guy then says, yes, if I'm paying the bills, the mortgage, if I'm being the provider and protector that you want me to be, then little things like me needing new socks and long johns should be handled by you. That's part of you upkeeping the home. The girl then proceeds to say, what I look like, part of you being a provider is also providing for yourself. You a whole grown man. The guy then follows up and says, you're missing the point. We'll talk about this when I get home.
There's a lot to touch on in this.
Yes.
Because it brings up multiple layers.
Yes. What I respect off top is let's talk about this when I get home.
Mm-hmm. We're not going to go back and forth over
text message. I feel like this is like one of those things, things can get so misconstrued in text message.
Yes.
You can't tell a person's tone. You can't really tell like inflection and things in body language and really how they mean something.
But also, who has the time to like sit there and get angry and fight over text?
And it's like, we're not going to do this.
Yeah.
Because it was going somewhere it didn't need to go. And I think she was misunderstanding him.
Yes.
As me too in text. Yes. Okay. So let's go back up to the top. Dating expectations.
Yes.
What do we feel about the conversation being had? Just like in general.
Yes. So initially I was like understanding and in somewhat agreement with what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
It was just about like the approach, I'm like, so is this a conversation in which like he's mentioned it to her? Like, hey, hun, I need some new socks and long johns, like the next time you're out and about, can you pick me some up or whatever,
Right.
Or is this something where she's supposed to just know that, oh, it's been about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. Maybe I need to go and re-up on socks and long johns for my partner. Like, that's what made me think about it, because I'm like, if he is doing everything, he probably doesn't have time to go shopping for himself to go and get socks and long johns.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can absolutely take the initiative and help him out. Like, okay, I know this is going to make his life easier. Like, I need some, I might as well just pick him some up as well. But it's the difference on the whole, like, you need to do your part because I'm doing everything else.
Right.
Socks and long johns, where are they?
Right.
Why are they not?
Why do I not have clean underwear?
What's up?
like she's his mom.
Yes. And then, you could tell immediately because of like how he came at her in that she was defensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're grown. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not your mother.
Right.
So I just truly do feel like in that instance, and I do appreciate him probably realizing that maybe he did come at her weird or crazy, which is why he was like, you know what? I think you're missing the point. I'm gonna talk we'll talk about this when I get home. Like,
right.
Right.
Because it was going somewhere it didn't need to go. I definitely agree with everything that you said. The one thing that I would bring up is what I would like to know is context, because for me, that's what's going to change this conversation right now. I feel like she does. I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm not the type to be told I'm supposed to be at the house upkeep it. No, like
doing
that's
this,
not
that,
me.
and the third.
I'm gonna also have a career. We're both providing first and foremost because I'm gonna always have mine. Like that's me.
True. This is a situation. It's probably not likely that.
I would never be in this situation. Now, if I were in this situation, and I just would not have anybody talking to me like this. So I would just like want to know if they were having like an open conversation on expectations. Like, hey, like this is what I kind of expect you to do.
True, because we opened up the conversation on the whole do my part, the fuck. So they had probably something had been
some
said.
Conversation.
Yeah, there was something previously said that led to this.
Right. And maybe they're just having some kind of conversation about it. Like maybe it's like what would you do in this instance? And he just asked her and she's like, well, why would I do that? You know, like you're a whole grown man. Okay, that's a whole different conversation.
Right.
And one thing that we always love to do when we find stuff like this is, troll the comments because we want to see what other people had to say about this.
Because you know what I like to do is like I love to like read something or like watch something, get my initial like feelings and thoughts about it, and then I like to see kind of like in the comments who's more favoring kind of like my initial like reaction and stuff. I'm like, am I on the right side of things? And then it's like, oh, okay, the majority are with me. All right.
Right. I also think people go in the comments and just get like crazy.
They get reckless. People talk reckless, I feel like, intentionally.
Oh, absolutely.
People go in there just to ruffle feathers.
Absolutely.
And be problematic.
So I picked a couple of the Twitter comments. I'm going to read them from like funny to like problematic because there is a point that we want to touch on that's also kind of in line with the topic.
Yes.
Okay. So one of the tweets at Denver Dome says, this boy don't know where to buy underwear. He better take his ass to Walmart. They have self-checkout.
Thank you.
Which had me dying because yes.
The best part about Walmart too was like you can get packs of underwear in like 10, 12.
Right.
You can get your socks in like packs of 10, 12.
Buy a couple of those.
Cheap. Always a sale, I'm sure.
Some people were saying, that stuff that should be done without even being asked. And, some women were even like, this girl, I don't want to say this because it's kind of mean, but like,
say it.
This girl's slow. And for the ones who said he should have asked her in a better way, incorrect. Right. He shouldn't have had to ask a mother effing thing when he's taking care of all the bills. Okay. Duh. It should already be done.
So what is this, the 1950s?
So you know what he needs. The fuck. And that's what it feels like. Like we're in the 1960s.
And so that's what I mean, where it's like, I understand that it's like, you can be observant. And if that's something that he needs, and like, yeah, if you are taking care of the house and everything else like that, you would probably know, like, you feel me?
Right.
But it's just one of those things too, to where if it's like, say maybe, I don't know how to explain it. If something is getting worn out, if it's getting like holes and all that, obviously I'm going to replace it.
Right.
But if you're somebody who's just like, oh no, I've just had this for a little bit, for a while, and I need some new ones, like, I'm not going to do that. I tend to replace stuff when I need to, not just because.
Yes.
So like,
I think it's like one of those things where like, if I'm buying for myself, I may ask like, hey, I'm going to the store today. Did you need me to pick up anything? And that to me is like a partnership versus you telling me where I'm supposed to be in this relationship.
Because again, I should not be in charge of your drawers and your socks.
Like, what am I, a maid? Like your mother? Like that's what it feels like.
You're living there. I mean, you're living there rent free, right?
You're taking care of. It's the least that you can do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
why not clothe your man?
That doesn't sit with me at all.
Now, here's the gag. I would probably have fun with this, and I would make sure that my husband is pimped out head to toe.
I am weak.
But will his bank account be happy? No.
Absolutely.
But if that's what you're asking for, and if you want me to do my part, I'm going to really make sure I'm doing my part.
Have some Gucci underwear.
You feel me? Okay.
So we wanted to bring up another side of this. Daniel, if you could just show the text thread again, and I'm going to read a tweet that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, prompted me to, get on my Twitter game, my keyboard,
going back and forth,
banging. So basically, one of the other comments underneath this text thread said, and this was on Twitter, Black women really don't know how to work together with men, even when they're the sole provider. I don't get it. Now, my initial problem with the whole tweet is that he had to bring Black women into it as a collective, as a generalization blanket statement for a text thread that has absolutely nothing to do with race.
Like, I want to know in what instance, anywhere in here, did it say anything about, like, you know, your Black ass needs to do this,
right.
or like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there's nothing in there that would indicate race.
Right. So, like, basically, you're looking at the way that people are texting, and you've said this is a Black person, this is a Black woman, or she's got attitude, she's a Black woman.
A generalization.
So, of course, I also I was like, I don't understand what this has to do with Black women. And he said, other races of women seldom talk to their men like this. And it doesn't go anywhere better from there. And that's when you have to remove yourself.
You step out.
You know, because it's like, I'm arguing with a madman. I think he's definitely on Twitter, and that's his persona.
It's to just troll people.
It's to troll people in that way. But I think that it's extremely dangerous to perpetuate stereotypes like that. And I'm also extremely tired of people bringing Black women into everything.
Yeah. As if, like, you know what's crazy too is that it's like, I have heard of women of any race and all race talk to men in all kinds of ways,
right?
You know, like,
yeah.
So it's just crazy to say that, you know, that Black women are the ones who are most likely to talk to their men like that. You know, it's unnecessary.
It really is. Nobody even asked you for that. We asked for your commentary on the text thread and the content within, not about Black women and their stance on relationships. Like, it's like, leave us out of it. Yeah. We did not ask to be brought into this.
And that's the thing.
Thank you.
Right. And that's the thing too. It's where it's like, we're not put in a position of where it's like, so do I just let this comment sit there?
I was bothered.
It's like, am I going to now have to defend Black women because, again, we're being thrown out there and disrespected for whatever reason?
Absolutely.
You know, I'm tired, honestly. It was just a lot. You know, there's a difference. And I think what it comes down to ultimately is it's communication, and it's respectful communication.
Yes.
Because every relationship is going to be different. You know, you guys are both going to be playing different roles and have different responsibilities. And it's very important that expectations are to be set. And I really do think it needs to be done in a respectful way so that conversations like this don't happen
in that way.
Yeah, exactly. In that way. Exactly. Like, I don't necessarily like to have to be like told what to do, and more or less just like, let's have a conversation about it. And yeah, don't tell me what I'm doing.
I also had one of my Instagram followers comment on it, and I'm not sure if it makes full sense to me, but I do like what he says in his second message. So starts off saying, not going to deal with it. I don't knock any woman who feels that way, but for me, no, ma'am. So he's talking about the woman feeling like she doesn't need to buy his underwear and socks. Then he comes back and says, at the same time, thinking about it, as long as she is loyal, I can deal with everything else. Indeed, I am a grown-ass man. Which,
okay, so I like that.
Yeah.
So basically, I feel like that comes back, right? I feel like that comes back to the whole like respectful communication kind of thing. Like, if you're an adult, then adult conversations are probably going to be had about it. Right. And it's like, yeah, maybe those expectations are then outlined about, like, you know, I can understand you not wanting to have your partner maybe like talk to you that way, because I like, if I had my partner talk to me talking about like, you're a grown ass, blah, 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 I don't got to do this and that. There's a different way of saying that. Come on.
Like, were they arguing? Was this a heated discussion?
You know, and that's the thing. Like, anytime somebody's like, you know, you're a grown ass something, I'm always kind of like, okay.
Are you trying to say something?
Yeah. Like, what are you implying?
That I'm not acting like
yeah. Like,
the disrespect. Yes. So that is that topic. Do we have anything else we want to add to that? I really want to know if anybody else out there, how they feel about it. So definitely drop your comments and let us know what you think. Jazz, are you setting expectations and roles in your next relationship?
Wow. Why are we asking this question? Yes, I do feel like I am setting. I'm setting a different kinds of expectations, but I've had 2 long-term relationships in my life, or like serious relationships, and both were very different in a lot of ways. And I think I've learned a lot of things about, of course, myself and relationships in the process that I absolutely will be going in setting different kinds of, expectations, and making sure that I'm communicating effectively, kind of like what my personal expectations are, because I don't think I ever really was one of those people. I was very much a kind of like go with the flow, and like, oh, if this is what you want to do, sure, tell me, and I'm gonna rock with it, So definitely taking a different approach to things and setting expectations, but again, respectively, and communicating. I don't know. I said that already. Communicating respectively.
Respectfully communicating.
That's
of that. Slogan for 2021.
Right. Respectful communication.
Communicating respectfully.
Oh, Jesus.
I like it. I like all of that.
Yeah. How about for you?
Approach. I think definitely setting expectations, but like we're not talking about roles in the relationship. That just is so that's so last year.
Like I'm also and there's also this pressure of like, okay, so if you're telling me my roles are like, I'm in charge of like doing all the laundry always,
all the cleaning
and
stuff.
Like, I'm like, that's a lot.
Yeah, but not only that, I feel like it's one of those things where if we're together, like you shouldn't I don't know, you shouldn't be expecting me to do your laundry.
If you're dirtying up 50% of the dishes,
like,
please do 50% of the dishes.
Well, let's like think about the fact that like, what if I go out of town? Like, because it's my job to clean the house, am I coming back to a mess?
Right, the world stops.
That's all I'm saying. Like, you have to take care of yourself. So it's like, if you realize that you don't have long johns, let me know if I'm going to the grocery store, but don't be like, woman, you should have known I ain't have drawers.
Now, I will say this. I do have a friend who, with her and her boyfriend, he literally, for some reason, just like cannot take care of himself, and will like, if she goes away on like a work trip or something, he's surviving off of like cereal and yogurt and like snacks.
Oh Lord.
He's like not eating like meals. He's just snacking and grazing the entire time. Yes, I'm so serious.
That is hilarious.
So, I mean, hey, but again, it works. You know what I mean? They've been together for a while. It works for them. Hey.
I guess.
Now, what is not respectful communication?
Okay, is what happens between. Oh my gosh. The altercation that happened between Meek Mill and Tekashi 6ix9ine, was it this past weekend?
I think so. Like on Valentine's Day or something?
Yes, it was on Valentine's Day. Like, where's the love?
They were hanging out with each other, and somebody forgot to get somebody roses, and they had to have a few words. Oh, here we go.
You's the best, nigga. You's the best, nigga. Nigga, I fuck you up, nigga. You's a bitch, nigga. All y'all niggas pussy, nigga. You's a pussy. You pussy, nigga.
And you with a gun. Look, you take, and you with police. And you with police, nigga. Look, that nigga's a cop.
I cannot stand Tekashi.
Okay, the part that had me cracking up was the fact that Tekashi was on his phone trying to fight.
Right.
Like, what are you gonna
one hand?
Right. You're gonna fight somebody with a phone in your hand? Or
trying to get the whole thing on tape.
Really? Come
on,
He's
trying to come up a bag.
And with all the security that you have and all the people around you, they couldn't hold your phone for you. You had to be the one holding your phone for that. You feel me? That's why I feel like it was strictly yes, and like. First of all, why were y'all in the same place at the same time? What was happening? And I didn't know this, but Shantae had to tell me that they've had beef.
They've had beef.
I know that everyone has beef with Tekashi because he's a rat and all of that fun stuff. But like, I guess they have exceptional beef. Like, they've got that Wagyu, like, expensive shit. A terrible beef. Bodies are probably going to get caught. Beef.
Oh my gosh.
Is it Wagyu? Wagyu? I don't know. How do you say that?
That was
shit?
hilarious, though. I don't know. Yes, so they got into an altercation and we got the whole thing, you know, right in center,
Man.
right to our phones. Like the content that's being delivered.
Was it
in
live?
pandemic,
Like, did he go
it
on
was
live?
I
to
think
do
it
that?
was live.
Trash.
I really do. So Meek Mill went to Twitter after it happened, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, like what's going on?" And he said, "You know, why did he pick me? What the fuck? We did not run into each other. I was getting in my car. He just popped out. We almost was smoking on that 6ix9ine pack for the love of a viral moment. He trying to get something locked up. No cap."
See, then that's the part that had me low-key nervous, because after the whole Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy like verses, when Gucci was talking about we smoking on something lock or whatever, his Pookie lock or whatever.
Yes.
And when Meek Mill said that, I was like, oh no, I'm scared.
Like
I'm scared,
tensed
y'all.
up a little bit.
The hands got sweaty again. I was like, oh no, you guys, we're gonna see somebody die.
Like I honestly think that Tekashi 6ix9ine should not be messing with Meek Mill. I don't think that they're even in the same league. Okay.
No.
He is going to mess around and get himself hurt, and I don't know. It's like he's provoking it and instigating it.
Here's what my theory is, because we have not heard anything from Tekashi Rat 9 in a long time. He was real quiet after he decided to slander Queen Nicki Minaj for whatever reason. And then now all of a sudden you're yelling at Meek Mill like in a parking lot, and for what? Like I feel like he's got a project that he's about to start promoting or something. Like no, watch, you mark my words, something is brewing, and he's gonna be out here again yelling on some track. I can see it.
What do you think if he's gonna try and start like some kind of rap beef, like Drake and Meek?
He's gonna right. I feel like he's gonna probably make some kind of like rap track, and he's just gonna be calling out like everybody. You know what I mean? Just like the one that got 50 Cent shot back in the day. Remember that song where he was just calling out everybody? Watch. I don't have any type of connections in the industry. I can't make any kind of threats, nor would I want to. But if he does something like that, Tekashi, you better watch
yourself.
Watch out.
So one of our friends, fellow podcasters, Tyson, you can find him at Tyson Vibe on Instagram, said that Meek always had the cornball juice on him. 6ix9ine is a cornball as well. So I think he's saying that
They're
Meek
both just
Mill is corny, and so is 6ix9ine. And I'm not even gonna front, but he's not lying.
True.
And on that night, no lies were told.
Yeah, that's very true. I feel bad because Meek, like, he's always kind of getting like shitted on.
He really is.
Nobody's ever really liked Team Meek. But in this instance, everybody is Team Meek because fuck Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Right. I feel like it's interesting because it feels like people are not Team Meek Mill, but like I feel like I know more people that are Meek Mill fans than like say Drake. You know, when they're having their beef.
What?
Yeah, like I feel like I knew more people who were like Team Meek.
Well, probably because Meek was an actual rapper. Not saying that Drake's not an actual rapper, but like he does a little bit of everything. And so people were Team Meek because they were like, he's harder, you know, go Meek.
I'm weak.
Remember that video of him sliding down his steps?
And that's all I could think about when I heard he's got the cornball juice. I hate to say it, but like your surveillance at your house caught you falling down the steps.
That's one of the top, like, it's like my top like memory of Meek Mill is that he's walking down so happy.
Like
and
hella happy. It changed his mood so quickly. Oh, I feel so bad for him, y'all. Like,
poor guy. He was just like, you can tell he was like, oh, my back. My back.
Day completely changed after that.
There we go.
Oh man.
No, man. Poor guy. Oh, snow all up on his back. Ooh. Couldn't even catch himself. Like,
it was
man,
a wrap. You just gotta take that ride down. Tuck your arms in, you know.
Oh man! Don't catch me slipping. And wait, Tekashi, don't catch me slipping.
Yes. I would like to know what everybody's take on this is as well. Who do you think will win? Let's be real. It's Meek Mill. And
I truly do think so. And at the end of the day, more people I feel like will come to Meek Mill's like defense and be like, "Oh, is this where y'all meeting up with Tekashi? Look, we got you." We don't want to see that nigga win either. Okay.
maybe the hot take question takeaway is: do you think Tekashi is about to drop some new music?
The answer is yes. He absolutely is. Watch. You just mark my word.
I feel like he's always in something right before he's going to drop something new.
You just wait for it.
And then one last thing, you guys, the Rainier Avenue Radio is having Black History Month events throughout the entire month of February. I almost said April because getting in that was so hard for me just now. You can check out their website, and there is a Black History Month tab, and it has a schedule of events. You can catch us. We actually did a couple of interviews. There was actually a commercial with that was the news. That was something different. Anyways, disregard me. Yes, you can catch those on YouTube. We'll be sharing them on our Facebook page as well. But yes, check out Rainier Avenue Radio's website and click that Black History Month tab to find out some other cool events that are going on.
And on that note, we are signing out.
Yeah.
Good night. Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
Peace.
Stay black. Catch you next Tuesday, same time, same place.
And don't be a stranger. Feel free to reach out and message us if there are any hot takes you'd love for us to cover.
Remember to follow us on Instagram at The Way Jazz and Taé, on Twitter at The Way JT, and on Patreon, The Way with Jazz and Taé. See you next week.
Until then, stay black. Peace.